riding and I am smiling in my helmet. Isn't that what it is all about? Alright, hello and welcome back to the channel. Today I am on the Polish Trans-Euro Trail. This is the part that is very close to Warsaw. I just took a 1 hour drive north and this is it. It is quite unusual for Poland to have 16 degrees in November, so it was an obvious thing to do to take a bit longer ride today and visit the Trans-Euro Trail. So it has been a month since I owned this bike and about 600 or 700 kilometers already ridden on this bike. So I thought this might be a good opportunity to talk about my initial impressions. So I came up with 3 things that I totally like about this bike and I'm super happy, and 3 or 4 things that could be improved. So let's start with those things that I absolutely enjoy and I am happy about it, that I switched from the 501. Alright, so number 1 on my list, I would say it's definitely comfort. And comfort understood in so many ways, compared especially to the 501. Let's start with the engine and then vibrations. It's like day and night here. So I took a 1 hour long ride to get here, and it was a breeze. In terms of engine vibration, in terms of seating, in terms of foot massage that I used to have on the 501, like permanently. This is just on another level, and you know, this is more of a street bike compared obviously to the 501. But for dual sport riding like this, it's such a huge difference. So comfort would be my number 1 thing that I immediately appreciate. Number 2 thing on the things that I like about this bike is obviously the mechanics of it. So how the engine performs. Example, a gearbox is something that even compared to my 701 is on a different level. So no false neutrals so far. I didn't see any need to change the gear lever, because on the 701 the gear lever from the EXCF, the KTM EXCF, was improving the situation with how the gears were shifted. And I had that gear lever on my 701. With this one, the gearbox is just clicking and it's very precise, and yeah, I absolutely enjoy it. The quick shifter also works great, especially from the 3rd gear up. You just open up the throttle and then you just enjoy it. The next thing that I think, like the 690 platform needed for such a long time, is the improved electronics, also including this beautiful TFT. It feels like 2025 motorcycle, finally. So yeah, as you can see, I'm riding in the Riley mode. I hope you can see it because I do not have the preview of what's in the field of view. But I am riding in the Riley mode. I have switched the throttle response today to street because the Riley throttle response is like very aggressive and I don't need that today. So it is just a pleasant ride knowing that you know, I have the dynamic slip adjust. If I will get into some sand on those TKC 80s tires, that would probably allow me to go a bit smoother. And the final thing that I totally enjoy about this bike in this first impressions feeling is also the sound. And that works in comparison to both bikes, the FE501 and the 701. So compared to 501, this is how quiet I like the motorcycle to be. So you know, I'm riding now on the Polish Trans-Euro Trail. I see people in the forest. I don't think this level of noise is disturbing anyone. It is just nice and quiet. Compared to 701, now this exhaust is finally making some nice barking, bassy barking noise compared to the popcorn machine that I used to have on the 701. And finally it is not getting as hot as it used to be the case for the OEM exhaust. So I am riding alone today, so I am careful not to do stupid things. It is quite slippery because of the leaves and how rainy it was recently. So it's just a ride to relax and enjoy the motorcycle. But coming back to the exhaust, but if you give it gas, because now it's nice and quiet, but when you give it gas, it barks really nicely. So take a listen. And I like it because I can be quiet when I want to be quiet, and I can still hear it and enjoy the sound when I want it. Whew. Short break for a bit of tea. I have no idea where am I. And the one thing that I appreciate a lot about this motorcycle too is that when I'm in the riding mode and I stop for a coffee or tea and I turn off the engine, take my key out, I have my brake, and then I am back with my bike, it still remembers the ride mode and the settings for ABS and traction control, and I don't have to go through that mumbo jumbo each time I am starting the bike. I wish all of the other bikes could do it. So this is not a regulation thing, since a European company can do it. I don't know why the Japanese motorcycles cannot make it happen finally. So big thumbs up for KTM. Thank you for that. So now let's talk about three things that I think I already noticed that no, these are not super negatives, and I think it is all fixable, but these are my just first impressions again. So number one would be the fuel consumption over those 30 days of riding in the city and sometimes on the roads like this. So it was pretty high. I measured that was 4.9 liters per 100 kilometer. So that is, you know, this is the level of my 890 fuel consumption. I was a bit surprised that the fuel, yellow fuel light came up after just 180 kilometers. So interestingly, since I dropped the oil at around 500 kilometers, it seems like the fuel consumption is going down. Now when I have this 70 kilometers on a highway, and now riding this trail, I have about 4.3 liters. That is the level that I was expecting, 4.2, 4.3 on a regular riding days like this, but 4.9 in the beginning, so was a bit high. So I will have to observe it further, but for now I think things are getting normalized. And an interesting information about the oil. Now, as per the user manual, this is no longer the Motorex Cross oil. This is now Motorex synthetic oil. Now, second thing, and I have already covered that, I will definitely be replacing the fuel cap. The tension that the key needs to overcome to open up the fuel cap is ridiculous, and I was hoping they will fix it, but it's exactly the same as it was. So I have already purchased the aftermarket fuel cap. I just need to relocate the loop that opens up the seat and that would be something probably that I will do during winter. So number 3 on my list of not so cool stuff is that some of the accessories that I was hoping to install on this bike coming from my 701, they do not work. They do not fit. So my best example would be the AXP skid plate. It just does not work with this one because of the mounting points for the central stand. So I have contacted AXP, asked if their 690 skid plate would fit. They told me they haven't seen the bike, and they told me to buy the skid plate. If it won't fit, then they will offer me a refund, and this is exactly what happened. So it didn't fit and I got a refund, and they also told me to keep the skid plate. Thank you for that, because I will try to modify it to make it work with this bike, but that would happen again sometime during winter. When the weather is so great, I don't want to spend the time in the garage. It's better just to be outside and riding. And number 4 on not so great stuff is that it seems to be an issue with some power parts from the KTM catalog. So I have ordered a few accessories like the crash bar, like the hand guards, and some other minor things, and that was, I believe, over 2 weeks ago. And I was provided with some dates about when after those power parts will be delivered, and it didn't happen. So I guess KTM factory still has some delays in production. So even simple things like crash bars or hand guards are not available at the KTM dealers. So overall, am I happy with the change? Absolutely yes. This is exactly what I wanted. This bike makes me super happy to be able to do things like this, and do not worry about the maintenance, do not worry about the noise level that I am creating. It is just pure joy. So I am slowly getting closer and closer to the 1,000 kilometers service. That will be already the second oil change. I hope I will still be able to make it happen before the winter. And when we're talking about the oil change, again, compared to the previous generation, this is now so super easy. You have just one bolt for the oil, to drop off the oil. You have the magnets and the screen integrated there, and then another 3 screws to open up just the one oil filter. The only thing that is, might be considered annoying is that to get to the filter you need to take off the gear shift lever. But that's it. It's a super quick job. This bike is such a pleasure to ride. Yes, I've seen the Adam Rieman video from his visit in Portugal on the 701 launch event, and he said that this is the bike that he never liked riding on because of the fuel tank being behind me. But honestly, I do not see that as an issue for this kind of riding. Yes, if you are a professional rider, then you can feel it, but for me it's something that I never thought about before. It is such a fun bike. Okay, and I think this is it for today. Thank you for watching. I never expected this channel to have 2,000 subscribers. We are very close to that number now, so maybe when you are watching it, it is already over 2,000. Super thankful, super grateful. Also thank you for all of your comments and being a part of this very positive community. So again, thank you for watching and see you next time. All the best from the Polish Trans-Euro Trail near Warsaw. This is such a cool thing that happened to us here in Europe.